Thursday's episode of The Young and the Restless promises another emotional roller coaster as old rivalries ignite. Shocking invitations change the course of family relationships, and a terrifying attack leaves Genoa City reeling. Secrets refuse to stay buried, long-time feuds grow even more complicated, and one dangerous woman proves she's willing to do almost anything to settle old scores. Here's a closer look at everything fans can expect. Claire and Holden reach a breaking point. Claire Newman has spent months trying to build a future free from the chaos that has defined the Newman family for decades. Unfortunately, escaping that legacy becomes nearly impossible when Holden begins asking difficult questions about Victor Newman and his complicated history with Cain. What begins as a casual conversation quickly escalates into a heated disagreement. Holden believes Victor has manipulated nearly everyone around him throughout the years and questions whether Claire is simply repeating history by defending her grandfather. Claire refuses to accept Holden's harsh criticism, insisting that Victor's actions are far more complicated than outsiders understand. Their opposing viewpoints expose cracks that have quietly been growing in their relationship. Claire argues that Victor has always protected his family, even if his methods have often crossed ethical lines. Holden counters that good intentions don't erase decades of manipulation and revenge. As emotions flare, neither seems willing to back down. The debate becomes about much more than Victor and Cain. It reveals fundamentally different beliefs about loyalty, forgiveness, and whether people can truly change after years of making questionable decisions. Will Claire and Holden find common ground, or is this the beginning of a much larger fracture? Cain's shadow still looms. Although Cain isn't physically present for much of the conversation, his history continues influencing nearly every member of Genoa City's elite. Victor's previous dealings with Cain remain controversial, and Holden believes several unanswered questions still deserve honest answers. Claire, however, believes dwelling on the past only creates new enemies instead of healing old wounds. Their disagreement raises an important question that continues haunting Genoa City. Can anyone truly escape their family's history? As Victor quietly works behind the scenes, it's becoming increasingly clear that old rivalries are far from over. Jill extends an unexpected olive branch. Meanwhile, across the globe, Jill Abbott makes a surprising decision. After weeks of family tension and business disagreements, Jill reaches out to Billy with an invitation few expected. She wants him to come to London. Rather than another confrontation, Jill hopes distance from Genoa City might finally allow mother and son to repair their fractured relationship. Billy is initially skeptical. He's heard promises from Jill before, and many of those conversations eventually turned back toward business rather than family. Still, something feels different this time. Jill appears genuinely interested in making peace. She admits both of them have made mistakes and suggests it's time to stop letting pride dictate every conversation. Billy finds himself torn between protecting his heart and embracing the possibility of reconciliation. The invitation also comes at an especially complicated moment in Billy's life. With business pressures mounting and several personal relationships hanging in the balance, leaving Genoa City, even temporarily, could have significant consequences. Will Billy accept Jill's offer? Or will years of disappointment convince him that some wounds simply can't heal? Jack finally regains consciousness. Elsewhere, relief spreads through the Abbott family as Jack finally wakes up. His recovery brings hope after an incredibly frightening ordeal. Loved ones rush to his bedside, grateful to see him opening his eyes once again. But the celebration is short-lived. Jack remains weak and confused. His memories come back slowly, leaving family members desperate for answers about what happened before his collapse. As Diane stays close, Determined never to leave Jack's side again, danger quietly approaches. Nobody realizes that someone else has been watching. Someone far more unstable than anyone suspects. Patty's dangerous obsession returns. Patty has spent years drifting between moments of apparent stability and terrifying instability. Whenever it appears she has found peace, her obsession resurfaces with devastating consequences. This time, Diane becomes the focus once again. Convinced Diane is responsible for countless tragedies, Patty believes eliminating her rival is the only way to restore justice. Her distorted thinking grows stronger by the hour. As Jack recovers, Patty sees an opportunity. Instead of celebrating his survival, she convinces herself that Diane is manipulating everyone around him. In Patty's mind, Diane doesn't deserve another chance. She deserves punishment. A shocking attack changes everything. The hospital atmosphere suddenly turns chaotic. Without warning, Patty confronts Diane. The encounter escalates in seconds. Before anyone can intervene, Patty pulls out a knife and lunges. Diane is stabbed. The shocking act leaves doctors, nurses, and family members scrambling into action. Panic spreads through the corridors as security races to contain Patty before anyone else gets hurt. Jack, still recovering, can only watch helplessly as the woman he loves fights for her life. The horrifying attack leaves everyone wondering whether Diane will survive. Genoa City faces another crisis. News of the stabbing spreads rapidly throughout Genoa City. The Abbott family rushes to the hospital. The Newman family also reacts, recognizing that Patty's violent return threatens far more than one victim. Questions immediately begin circulating. How was Patty able to get so close? Could warning signs have been missed? And perhaps most importantly, is anyone truly safe while Patty remains unstable? Authorities begin investigating every detail surrounding the attack, while loved ones gather together, hoping Diane pulls through. Relationships hang in the balance. Thursday's episode combines emotional family drama with edge-of-your-seat suspense. Claire and Holden's disagreement may permanently alter their future together. Billy must decide whether forgiveness is worth risking another heartbreak with Jill. Jack receives the miracle everyone hoped for by waking up, but that joy quickly turns into horror when Diane becomes Patty's latest victim. As the dust settles, every family involved will face difficult choices. Some relationships may grow stronger through adversity. Others may never recover. One thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same after Patty's violent outburst. With emotions running high, shocking confrontations unfolding, and several lives hanging in the balance, Thursday's episode delivers the kind of gripping drama that has made The Young and the Restless a daytime television favorite for generations. Fans should prepare for heartbreaking moments, unexpected emotional breakthroughs, and a cliffhanger that will leave everyone anxiously waiting to see what happens next.